Hello. Like the film Trainspotting, this video is not about trainspotting. I appreciate that as an autistic person, I'm meant to be obsessed with trains, though I can assure you that I don't give a flying about trains unless I'm relying on them to get somewhere. I do actually enjoy being on the train and gazing out the window, though quite often my journey is spoiled by loud and inconsiderate people. A few days ago, I was filming this footage when a hen party got on the train. It was about 10 in the morning, yet they seemed to be drunk already. Anyway, this is a video about special interests. Most of them would be considered normal interests, which is one reason why I think it's taken me so long to realise that I'm autistic. If, since childhood, I had been obsessed with trains, planes, or Peruvian butterflies, or something equally as niche, then maybe I would have started asking questions about myself earlier. While I share interests with neurotypical people, I think it's the intensity of my interest in those interests that makes me different. When I'm not indulging in them, I'm often daydreaming about them. In a world that is often chaotic and overwhelming, they provide a refuge and continuity. So, let me share some of them with you. Number 1. Football. I have been obsessed with football since I was a kid. I remember my team, Aberdeen, winning the Scottish Cup in 1990. We haven't won it since, which is a frankly abysmal fact. That was a World Cup year, and since then I have loved it when it's the World Cup or European Championships, as I get to watch loads of football matches. I'm on the BBC Sports website almost every day, and I watch highlights on YouTube. My mate Paul says drama is for telly, not real life, though I think football falls somewhere in the middle. Generally speaking, I hate conflict, though I love the passion that people have for football. On a fairly regular basis, the image of Marco Tardelli celebrating his 1982 World Cup final goal will pop into my head. It's such a memorable encapsulation of pure happiness. Number 2. Films. I love films, but very often I don't understand what's going on. I think this might be because I'm rubbish at working out meaning based on facial expressions. Or maybe it's because I'm not concentrating and I'm thinking about 10 other things at once. The sort of film I like is an Rohmer film, which is funny because his films generally involve a lot of talking, and I don't usually like talking in real life. Rohmer's films seem quite basic, and I like it when things are clear and simple. However, they're often also really profound.
Gaspard, Gaspard, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Je suis ici. Pourquoi? Je suis avec les fleurs. Et moi? Quoi? Avec moi aussi? Ouais. Et non.
Number 3. Music. House music, rock, rave, classical, acoustic, Peruvian dubstep. I enjoy it all. I recently went to the British Music Experience, and I could have spent days or even weeks in that place. I don't think the era starting from the Beatles until the end of the 20th century will ever be equalled in terms of music innovation and excitement. It seems that these days we're endlessly copying what came before. However, I should probably vent about postmodernism and late capitalism in another video. Number 4. Politics. This interest is different to the others because it doesn't make me happy. In fact, the opposite. It usually makes me sad. But I am obsessed with it because I'm fascinated by greed and selfishness and egos, and I wish people would just be kind to each other. I absolutely hate hypocrisy and injustice, and I think this feeling is shared by a lot of other autistic people. Such is my interest in politics that I spent way too much time writing about it for the English master's degree that I finished last year. Did you know that half of England is owned by 1% of the population? Did you know that 92% of England is inaccessible to the public? Well, you do now. Number 5. Puns. Apparently, Noel Gallagher turned down the opportunity to contribute to the Trainspotting soundtrack because he thought the film was actually about trainspotting. I hope he doesn't look back in anger at that decision. I hope he can just roll with it and not wonder at all at what might have been. Thank you for listening, and take care.